schizophrenia. I'm diagnosed with schizophrenia. Bro, I'm not about to fucking die for this billionaire, bro. Fuck you.
So I woke up today and saw that we're going to be having a war draft to go to Iran and fight alongside Israel against the Iranians and their nuclear bombs that they're days away from having. The crazy part is, if y'all really think y'all are going to get anyone in Gen Z or lower to go into this fucking war, you're fucking stupid. We're not doing that. That shit's not happening.
If they have a draft, I ain't going. You can take me to jail. I am not going down there.
You will comply with lawful orders. Your job is to protect the interests of the United States.
Yeah, the draft of 2026, aka people are freaking out because they think that something could change legally, because right now it is 18 to 26 that they are allowing for what could be considered for the draft. There's a bunch of other stuff. That's not what we're getting into, because we're getting into the freak out reaction to what people think might be coming in the future.
Well, breaking fuck the news and fuck all of us, I guess, because it looks like the U.S. military draft is now talking about 18 through the ages of 39. Bruh, I'm 30. On top of that, I'm diagnosed with schizophrenia, and I've been since the age of 16. Am I even useful for this? However, though, the only thing I can see is, like, unless you got bone spurs, you're going. Bruh, I'm not about to fucking die for this billionaire, bro. Fuck y'all.
So you can see people are freaking out, and they're finding ways already to be like, yeah, mental health, like, I can't do that. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some kind of way they skirt the line. There's going to be some, like, psychologist, psychiatrist that's going to be like, do you really meet the DSM-5 criteria for this? Comments don't disappoint, though. For example, Amelia Knight says, look up fragging. That'll make you ineligible immediately. And then this person said, my mom said I can't go. Yeah, my mom said I can't go outside and play right now. So, yeah, it's kind of bad. But it is weird because this entire fragging thing has essentially become like the biggest search in relation to the draft, where people are like, that sounds like a good idea. Check this out if you didn't know.
If you were an officer in Vietnam and you made terrible decisions, you didn't just have to worry about the enemy. You had to worry about your own men coming out to kill you. Fragging is the act of intentional friendly fire to get rid of somebody that you do not like in your company. And it usually involves a hand grenade. Grenades are the tool of choice for two reasons. One, it can't be traced back to you. And two, in the heat of combat, when everything's confusing, you could just casually chuck one over at the officer and be like, enemy grenade! The Vietnam War was not a patriotic war. People wanted to survive. They wanted to go home. They didn't want to win. So if you had an officer that was all gung-ho and super brave and just wanted to charge into the enemy, more than likely you're going to get...
I'm diagnosed.
Would you go to war for America or do some time in prison?
Lock me up, throw away the key, burn it, melt it, throw me under the jail. I don't care. I'm not fighting for this country. I'm allergic to bullets.
The House just passed a bill that automatically registers men ages 18 to 25 into the military draft.
How long is the prison time?
It's a maximum of 5 years, but you're definitely getting fed time.
I'm gonna take the prison.
Why you say that? You don't want to fight for your country?
My country barely likes me like that, for real.
I go to war for America, man. It's like stepping in water and you don't know if that water, where that water may take you, you know what I'm saying, how that field may, it's like jumping into a jungle. You know, I'm gonna definitely fight for the war, you know, because I'm a humble dog. And
you going to prison or you gonna fight for America?
I'm gonna fight for the USA, man.
Okay, why you say that, brother?
Really, if I do it, I'm gonna do it for my family. That's how I'm gonna look at it.
Brother, how old are you?
18.
You know what that means, right?
No, I don't. I'm not fighting in no war. You know, chilling there with R. Kelly, you know, probably ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not I'm not fighting. I wonder how many other people gonna be in there. You know, you feel me? How many other people that's not gonna be fighting in this war? Because it won't be me.
Would you go to war?
Shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, teaching us this truth according to the Bible and rule well. And thou shalt honor the sincere argument about the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth through diligence and sincerity and the charity and the shalom. To all you sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, not just hearers of the word, but doers as well. You men, women, and children, hopeful elect, shalom. We're here. We're here. All right. That draft is here, man. And you know, this puts a lot of fright into the what is it, the Gen Zers, I think it is. Okay. And this is Bible prophecy, man. Okay. And then you got, people talking about they're not going to, go and be partakers of it, which is smart, right? But you got to understand, everyone is on the puppet strings of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And if the Lord wants you to go off to be war food, you're going to be war food, man. This is Proverbs 20 and 24. It says, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? You see? So man's goings, his steps are directed. Okay? And I think that's a precept. Let me see here. Yeah. Proverbs 16 and 9. Man's heart, which is his mind, deviseth his way. I ain't going to no war. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. Right? Which is a wise thing to think. People are waking up to the fact that this man is the devil. All right? The self-proclaimed so-called white man. And, these wars are being fought for the elites. And like that devil, Henry Kissinger said, army men are just, dumb pawns, roughly paraphrasing what he said. All right. It's Proverbs 69. Man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. So if the Lord wants you in that army, in that draft, you're gonna be in that draft. This is the Lord's movie, man. That's why we gotta pray. Pray that the Lord keeps us away from that madness, man. It has an age limit, but this devil can the Lord could put the spirit on this devil to draft anybody, no matter what age. Because you got to remember, Esau's getting desperate, man. He's getting desperate, and everything that he's throwing out here is a seance, is a sacrifice. All right, and he don't care nothing about the people. Let's grab 2 more and wrapping on up. Where was I going? I know it's in 2nd Ezra. Yep. 2nd Ezra 16 and 33 says the virgins, right, shall mourn. Actual virgins and women of marriageable age shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Okay, and you see this prophecy coming to fulfill right now. Verse 34, and the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. And I like to say this, that, these prophecies are dominoes to each other. Once this happens, what's going to happen next? Isaiah 4 and 1. These women are not going to have the pick of the litter like they once did. A lot of these men that's talking about they're not going to go out to the draft, they're not going to go out to the war, they're going to go. They're going to go. They're going to say, oh, yeah, okay, well, I don't want to go, lock me up. This man this man's the devil. He gonna take a lot of them jakes. Oh yeah, you don't want to go? You want to go to jail? All right. And then next thing you know, you on a plane somewhere, being dropped off in Asia, right? There's no such thing as the Middle East, but we say Middle East because people don't understand. Sit you over there, boots on the ground, with a rifle from the 1950s and 60s, right? Telling you to go make your country proud. Never trust thy enemy. Trust the Lord, man. So it's gonna be a domino effect, and these women gonna come flocking, man. To who? The men of the Lord. Isaiah 33 and 6. The men that got the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. So everything affects another. Lord got this thing set up beautifully. The saying, you want to make the Lord laugh, tell him what you're going to do. Tell them what you ain't and what you ain't gonna do. What's that? Father will. Trying to remember where that's at, man. If I can't find it, I forgot where that precept was at. Yeah. Yeah, I can't find it. I'm trying to remember where it's at, but if a brother's find it, put it on the comment board. Barbecue shot the water. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 34, last precept. It says, "And in the war shall the bridegrooms be destroyed," man. So a lot of these guys are gonna go off, be shipped off, and not gonna return. And gals, because you gotta remember, these women, they don't talk about it, but these women gonna be eligible too. They're gonna be getting letters. Hell, the ones that are in the military now are regretting it, crashing out, crying. Okay. But this particular prophecy right here is talking about the men. "In the war shall the bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine." Because look, when you send these men out to war, you got to feed them. Right? Esau going to lead these soldiers for deletion, man. America's broke. You going to war and you're broke. America is circling the drain, man. Circling the drain. And for the ones, a lot of people that don't want to believe it, look, that's on you, man. That's on you. Let's see, let's grab one last one, wrapping on up. This is Psalms 118 and 6. It says, "The Lord, Yahweh Shai, is on my side." That's what we got to remember, right? Because who knows? We don't know. We pray the Lord protect us from this draft and from this devil, right? But who's to say you can't be shipped off, right? We got to remember, the Lord, Psalms 118 and 6, Yahweh Shai is on my side. I will not fear what man can do unto me. And that's something we got to, constantly remember. The Lord is on our side, Israel. No need to fear, no need to doubt. We all got our paths. But at the end of the day, the Lord's going to be with his righteous. He's going to be with the hopeful elect. Let's keep doing what we're doing, watching and praying. More fear, more faith. All right? But that draft is coming. It's here. Shalom.